What a game this was against the New England Patriots, as today the Dolphins have rebounded from last week as the Patriots won against the Buffalo Bills last week, looking to keep the momentum going against the Dolphins team that has gone through such a gut-wrenching loss against the Eagles. Just a absolute controversial loss on that one. They can prove that they can play. They can play, but without being held back. Not to say from last week, but for this game alone, we have to move on. We have to play against the New England Patriots, who have come off a huge win, huge upset against the Buffalo Bills last week. Could they do it? Well, judging by this score, no, they couldn't. As the Dolphins have a rebounded win against the New England Patriots, 31-17, with Tyreek Hill's milestone in this game, with getting over 1,000 yards and not even through the midway through the season. To it being 6-0 against Bill Belichick's New England team, and the return of Jalen Ramsey. And now we can break down this game as we start off with the New England drive, as they have already committed 3 and out, with Douglas losing 4 yards on the pass. Stevenson, remember when we talked about Stevenson, just how big and how strong a running back he is. He has got 2 yards at this one, and for the third down, Jones tries to pass it to Hunter Henry, and that's only 4. And then they have to punt it. So Miami's turn to get something there. As for shotgun formation, Mostert for 6 yards there. 2nd and 4 to a pass incomplete to Ingold. 3rd and 4 to a pass short to Berrios. He is just a yard short. And at the Miami 45, they elected to go for it, and they seem to have worked. Pretty nice decision there to keep that drive going. And then they have made it to the other side, as 17 yards is Jaden Waddle. 1st and 10 is Mostert for 2 yards. 2nd and 8. Mostert loses yards there by Peppers. Tua's then next play, Tua throws incomplete pass to Chase Claypool. 4th and 11. Then at the 39-yard line of the New England side, they have punted the ball. I don't know. Punting it next. After that is New England, as Matt Jones passed short right to Brown, push at the 9 yards. Deshaun Elliott, 2nd and 1. Elliott up the middle for 2 yards. That's good for the first. 1st and 10. Douglas right end for 4 yards. 2nd and 6. Elliott right guard, going up the right guard. That's Ezekiel Elliott, man, mind you. 3rd and 3. Matt Jones short to Stevenson for 2 yards, and New England punts it. So that is a stop there. Miami goes up next. Tua pass short to Durham Smythe for 15 yards. That's good for the first, so good start there. Mostert for just winning a yard. Tua gets sacked by Barmore, and then in the 3rd and 15, pass right intended for Tyreek Hill, and that was picked off. And this time it's Duggar. Duggar had a great game defensively for New England, and he picks off Tua, and New England goes on starting their good. They have a good starting field position, as deep left, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, Stevenson for 6 yards. 3rd and 4, Mac Jones short pass to Bourne, just wide open. Getting up to the touchdown line is Bourne, and New England goes up 7-0. Yeah, great. So what does Dolphins do? Well, after that, shotgun formation, pass up the middle for Waddle for 9 yards. 2nd and 1. Jeff Wilson up the middle, up the right for 4 yards. That's good for first. 1st and 10, pass complete to Ingold, who is our fullback. 2nd and 5, Wilson at the left for 11 yards. 1st and 10, Wilson up the right for 4 yards. Let's see. 2nd and 6, pass deep left for Tyreek Hill for 42 yards. What else could I say with Tua and Tyreek's duo? Tyreek Hill just completely burning the defense of New England. He scores a touchdown, and that ties the game. 7-7. So good route there, good play there, good pass there, and good catch there by Tyreek Hill. We are tied up at 7. 1st and 10, New England. They start off with the pass and for Douglas for 2 yards. That ends the first quarter. 2nd and 8, Ezekiel Elliott for 6 yards. Fumbles the football, strips fumble, Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey forces the fumble, but the ball was hit. I'm not sure if it was Douglas or somebody else, but that ball was ricocheting and going that way at the back, going towards the back, and it rolls out of bounds. That's what I was trying to say. It was rolling towards the back and it rolled out of bounds. But during the play, Bourne, who caught a touchdown pass, was called for a hold. That's first penalty against an opposing team. I'm still holding a grudge on that. Anyway, Bourne was called for a hold for 10 yards, so the play was wiped out. 2nd and 18, Ezekiel Elliott right tackle for 2 yards. Christian Wilkins makes a tackle. 3rd and 16, Mac Jones incomplete for Stevenson, and they are forced to punt after the formation of the false start. 4th and 21, punting it back. Now the Dolphins get back on offense. So let's see what we do here. Mostert goes up for no gain, but there was a penalty. This one's on New England, a defensive hold. So that gives us a first down, but 5 yards up. 1st and 10, Tua pass to Hill for 4 yards. 2nd and 6, and it's not Tyreek Hill, is what it seems like. 2nd and 6, Tua tackle Vivoya. Short pass middle for Ahmed. Just a bad play there. He loses 8 yards off the white tackle. Then 3rd and 14th, Tua pass short to Tyreek Hill for 10 yards, and they were thinking about maybe kicking a field goal, but no. Mike McDaniel said no, go for it. Let's get this first down. Was it a good decision? Yes, it was. So what happens here is Tua finds himself an open lane, and he just scrambles up the middle for 8 yards. That's plenty of good for first. A good decision there for Tua to protect the football and just running it up the middle to himself. Good play there. Mostert then up for 3 yards for the first down. 2nd and 7. Tua pass middle for Tyreek Hill for 14 yards. A good play there by Tyreek. 1st and 10. Then Ahmed for 2 yards. 2nd and 8. Tua got sacked by Duggar. That's his. I think that's his first sack or second sack. I think it might have been his second sack. He got a interception earlier, so he's having himself a game. Then 3rd and 14, pass short to Waddle for 13 yards. Timeout was called. Then Mike McDaniel electing to go for it at the New England 8 when they couldn't just kick the field goal. Tua pass to Tyreek Hill. That's good for the first. I mean, wow. It's amazing to make. It's cool how they made the decision to go for a field goal. The timeouts, by the way, and this is for both teams. Timeout was called by Miami because of injury. It was Robert Hunt, and then soon after that, Tyreek Hill making that first down play. Bryant was hurt. That's what New England would have to. Or no, it's not a Miami touchdown or New England touchdown. It's an official timeout. So injury timeout is what I was trying to say. So Robert Hunt is hurt, and he wound up not returning the game. As Bryant was also hurt, he wound up not returning in the game. First and goal, Tua pass short to Ahmed for no gain. 2nd and goal, Tua pass incomplete to Hill. That ball was just a little bit overthrown there. 3rd and goal, pass incomplete to Hill. It looked like, this was a tough one. As a football fan, this was my initial thought was a hold. He was the defender was a Jackson. It was Jackson tucking that jersey. He was grabbing that jersey for a while on the running route, and the referees looked at it as an interference. I mean, I would have preferred if it was called a hold. The analytics said it's not a penalty. To me, it just looked like a hold, judging by the arm grab and during the run. By the way, it sets up first down for Miami. Another chance there. Tua pass is incomplete. Just couldn't find anything. And a very quick pass. The next play up the middle for Cedric Wilson. We hardly call him for a touchdown pass. He gets one for a yard. Touchdown Dolphins. Touchdown Cedric Wilson. Good job. Good play there. Quick release and good catch there by Cedric Wilson. And the extra point is good. Now we have taken a lead, 14-7. Good play there. Good stop there. All right. Next up, New England gets back on the offense. Mac Jones pass short right for Bourne for 6 yards. 2nd and 4, Stevenson for 6 yards. 1st and 10, incomplete to Stevenson. 2nd and 10 there, Mac Jones complete for Douglas for 13 yards. 1st and 10, Stevenson for a yard. 2nd and 9, 11 yards to Stevenson. 1st and 10, Stevenson up for a yard. 2nd and 9, pass short for Devontae Parker, a former Dolphin, for 14 yards. Dolphins in this drive having a hard time getting to third down. Not a single third down in this drive. 2-minute warning comes back up. Pass Mac Jones intended for Bourne. And guess who? Guess who picks this one off? It's Jalen Ramsey. Welcome back, Jalen Ramsey, making his Dolphins debut. Pick off for about 49 yards. Frickin' Ramsey. That is such a dream start for him to make this return. In my preview, I said he was gonna look at November for him to make his return. Maybe after the Chiefs game, he was way ahead of schedule, and he makes his debut here tonight, and he picks off Mac Jones. Wow! I think Jalen Ramsey. 1st and 10 at the New England 40 is the Dolphins. Pass incomplete, intended for Barrios. 2nd and 10. Pass short out the middle for Jalen Waddle. Nice catch there. 1st and 10, Mostert for losing a yard, but Kendrick Lamb was hurt. Lamb was hurt, and with the offensive line in bad shape as it is, Armstead not even playing the game, but he is eligible to return next week against. We'll talk about that later. He was questionable for the return, as remember that Robert Hunt was also hurt. He wound up not coming back, so Robert Jones was the one that replaced Robert Hunt. And Lamb was hurt during this play. His return was questionable, but fortunately he was able to come back in the game later on. But during the injury, there was a penalty on Smythe, offensive holding for 10 yards. That pushed us back 1st and 20. Pass up after that, after the whole thing, Miami called a timeout, 1st and 20. Pass complete to Tyreek Hill for 6 yards. Tua then pass deep left for Waddle. That's good. That's good for the first. So thank goodness there. Timeout was called by Miami to stop the clock, to get the formation on at the 16. Tua, short right for Waddle, incomplete. I mean, that's a catch you gotta make. I'm sorry. 2nd and 10 there. Pass short right for Ahmed for 4 yards. Miami called their final timeout. And then Tyreek Hill trying to get that in, and that was just incomplete there. Sanders lined up kicking the field goal, get some points up. 17-7. And that would be the score of the half as they just take the knee. All right, 3rd quarter. A disaster start for the Dolphins. Tua was trying to give it to Mostert, but the ball was never fielded cleanly, as it was aborted, fumbled it, and was recovered by Jennings, New England, and it's just a horrendous start there to begin the second half. But fortunately, the Dolphins defense came up clutch. Stevenson up the middle for 3 yards. 2nd and 7, pass short for Douglas for 2 yards. 3rd and 5, Jones gets sacked by Christian Wilkins for 6 yards, and they only kicked the field goal. Ryland with the 38-yarder, as they are now down a possession. They are now down by 7 again. So definitely not good there. Now we begin the drive at the 23 because Barry decided to finally take it out of the end zone and try to get some yards up there, but he wound up getting tackled at the 23. So we start off at the 23. So pass deep left for Tyreek Hill for 22 yards. Tyreek Hill there. First and 10. False start was Robert Jones for 5 yards. First and 15. Mostert up for 6 yards. Second and 9. Incomplete for Waddle. Third and 9. Tua pass deep right for Waddle, making up for that drop pass. 23 yards there. First and 10. Wilson up the middle for 2 yards. Second and 8. Tua pass short left for Chase Claypool. We hardly hear his name. Finally, his first catch as a Dolphin, and that was plenty good for the first. Chase Claypool, good play there, good pass there, and good catch there. First and 10. First and 10, Mostert up the middle for 6 yards. Second and 4, Tua pass right to Durham Smythe, who just didn't cross that line enough. That was just a good play there, good defensive play there by Duggar. Just missed it, Smythe. Just missed it. And the next play, Mostert just runs up the left for a touchdown. And now we are up 24-10 is Miami. So good stuff there. Good stuff there. Absolutely. Mac Jones, deep right, deep middle up for Brown. That's 24 yards. David Long ends up getting hurt in that play. That was just a scary situation there, and I think he wound up coming back later in the game. It didn't look like a horrendous injury, so thank goodness for that. Ezekiel Elliott, no gain there. Second and 10, pass incomplete for Devontae Parker, and my gosh, this is football we're talking about. Here's what happened: pass incomplete. Parker catching the football, but he didn't fully secure the football. He gets whacked. He gets ambushed by Deshaun Elliott. Deshaun Elliott with that boom play. Now, if it was today's rule, that would have been a penalty. That could have been a penalty there. But big boys playing football. Parker then gets hurt after that. Former Dolphin. He wound up not returning. In this game because I think it was a head injury that he ended up suffering, because as he was getting clobbered by Deshaun Elliott, his back of the head lands up, bam, back at landing there. That's just, we hope he's okay, even if it's an opposing rival. Then third and 10, Mac Jones incomplete for Rager, and the Patriots forces a punt. So they punted away, and we start at the 4. So wind up being a good punt there. Jeff Wilson up the right for 2 yards. Second and 8, pass short for Jeff Wilson for 7 yards. Third and 1, pass short right for Tyreek Hill for 7 yards. And with that pass play alone, he's done it. He has done it. He has, at that play, that same play, that 70-yard pass to get this first down. He has now gone 1,000 yards in this season, and this is only week 8. 1,000 yards in this game. Good for Tyreek Hill, and he is halfway of making it to 2,000. That has never happened ever in the NFL history. Never. Can he do it this season? We're about to find out as the season rolls along. So then after that, first and 10, we go up the middle for 7 yards. It's Durham Smythe. However, penalty was on Robert Jones again for an offensive hold. That's a 10-yard penalty. First and 20, pass complete to Jeff Wilson for 7 yards. Second and 13, incomplete. Third and 13, pass short right for Ahmed, and this was a critical first down play by Ahmed, because he relatively has not played fairly well in this game. He winds up getting 20 yards off of that catch. Good play there. First down. First and 10. There was a penalty on New England for Jones, which would wind up being a neutral zone infraction. So can we capitalize? Ahmed then loses a yard. Second and 6, incomplete. Third and 6, then incomplete to Waddle. we didn't capitalize on a stolen infraction. So then Miami had forced a punt. Then the next drive, it's a 3-and-out Patriots. Jones gets sacked by Bradley Chubb, and that pass short for Mike Gesicki. I think that was his first catch of the day. Former Dolphin, welcome back to Hard Rock Stadium. Mike Gesicki, tackled by Jerome Baker. Then that would be the end of the third quarter there. And Mac Jones passing it to Bourne for 6 yards. Bourne winds up getting hurt in that play. We hope he's okay after that. That's a TV timeout. And the Patriots punted the football. So that's a tough break there. And while for the Dolphins, just a bad situation here as we have find ourselves a 3-and-out at our own 15. Tua pass incomplete to Hill, second and 10. Tua pass incomplete to Waddle. And New England calls a timeout, and that's I don't know why they call a timeout there. Then Tua tries to scramble left the middle at the right, only gets 3 yards there as he was gonna. It looked like he was getting hit right here. Thankfully, he wasn't hurt. Thank God, because we know those stories. We know that story with the concussions. Not gonna lie. Now New England, Ezekiel Elliott starts off with the 5-yard rush. 2nd and 5, Ezekiel Elliott again for 17 yards. So definitely runs up the pass rush. 1st and 10, Mac Jones short right for Hunter Henry for 16 yards. Short pass up the right for Hunter Henry for 16 yards. 1st and 10, there was no huddle, and they wound up getting it ineligible downfield. So that is definitely not good news there. And speaking of ineligible downfield, I think there was a situation. Was it earlier in the game? Was it this drive? I think it was last quarter. Let me see here. Okay, now I remember. Do you remember that Ahmed? And I can't believe that slipped off my mind. Do you remember the Ahmed pass at the right for 20 yards? Right. So there was a complaint about the ineligible downfield pass, right? So this guy gets called for ineligible downfield. Then, I don't know, I forgot who exactly got called for ineligible receiver downfield. But this is proving that this is kind of proving how incompetent the referees are. They called it ineligible down receiver at the wrong guy. They ended up calling it at the wrong guy, right? Then, when there was a different offensive line, I think that might have been Robert Jones. He was actually ineligible receiver because he was way more than 5 yards. They picked up the penalty flag and then they let the play stand on that first down pass. Yeah. And this was a different situation altogether. I just thought I'd point that out because just the inconsistencies of the referees. And no, by all means, they were not the reason that we won this game. But anyway, 1st and 15, Mac Jones pass short left for Douglas for 12 yards. 2nd and 3, no huddle. Ezekiel Elliott runs up for 7 yards. 1st and 10, Stevenson up the middle for 2 yards. 2nd and 8, Mac Jones. Hunter Henry for 8 yards. That's good for the first. 1st and 10, Mac Jones short pass right for Stevenson for 9 yards. 2nd and 1, Stevenson just getting the first down at the red zone. 1st and goal. First and goal. Trying to pass to Douglas, but that was a good defensive play. Incomplete. 2nd and goal. Stevenson, no gain there. Good defensive pass rush. And incomplete. Mac Jones. Good play there by Kohu. Finally coming up clutch there. 4th and goal. Just a bad defensive play there to get up the middle as wide open on the right. A quiet receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster, for 3 yards. Touchdown, Patriots. And now they are only down by 7 again, as it is now 24-17, which was the final score of our first game up at Foxborough. So, what is our strategy for the next drive? Well, really, what we're trying to do is we're trying to wind down the clock, especially when we have a really banged up offensive line. So let's see where it goes from here. And yeah, let's see where it goes from here. So remember, the possession, this drive started at 8:30 clock at the fourth quarter. We had to wind down the clock somehow. So what we need is to figure out to get up the first down marker. So here we go. Let's see what they do here. 1st and 10, pass short right for Berrios, getting that football, tackled by Duggar. 2nd and 5, Mostert. Then this is where we need to rush the football. He picks up 10 yards there, and he gets a first down. Great. Now we take our time. Mostert up for 1 yard. 2nd and 9, pass is incomplete. That's just, I don't know why you want to pass there in that situation. Then third and 9, pass complete to Tyreek Hill. What a catch by Hill. I mean, passing it, trying to stretch it out. Waddle made a great pass earlier in the game too, with leap and catch too. I'm not trying to say that he wasn't a factor, because they were both a factor. That would wind up being the first down. So good stuff there. So we're winding down the clock, and by that time this next play starts, it's at 5:46. Good. Then Mostert up the middle for 4 yards. Then he passes to Durham Smythe, which he would get the first down, surprisingly. Then 1st and 10, Mostert going up the left is 6 yards. 2nd and 4, still winding down the clock. This is great. New England not even attempting to call a timeout. Gets up 3 yards there. McDaniel going by play clock at 1, calling a timeout at 2:49. Yeah, 2:49ers. That's where he came from. And Mostert, 49ers, and Jeff Wilson. All right, the 3rd and 1. We're going to need this touchdown to keep the clock rolling. But instead, Mike McDaniel being very aggressive, calm and scary, aggressive coach. To a pass deep middle for Jaylen Waddle. Waddle, 31 yards to put the finishing touches. Touchdown Dolphins, and that would have been the final score there. And that would be the final score, 31-17. Good stuff there. Absolutely good stuff there. So after that, New England has to get down the field. 1st and 10, pass incomplete, deep the middle for Gesicki. That almost picked off by Brandon Jones, but the ball went through the hands and it was juggling on the ground. So incomplete pass there. Actually, that would have been an ultimate ceiling interception. 2nd and 10, Mac Jones pass short left for Gesicki for 5 yards. 3rd and 5, Mac Jones gets sacked by Jalen Phillips for 9 yards. That goes down to the 2-minute warning. And 4th and 14, Hail Mary up the middle for Douglas. Brandon Jones was going to pick this one off and gets clobbered by Juju Smith-Schuster, who Brandon Jones gets hurt. After that, there was a scuffle, curricular activity after that, pushing and shoving. As the Dolphins didn't appreciate that hit from Juju Smith-Schuster, he ends up getting called for unsportsmanlike conduct. That's an enforcement of 10 yards there. So then after that, Dolphins, they just kneel it. They just kneel it for the rest of the game, and we have improved to 6-2 for the first time in 22 years. As we now look ahead on a crazy, scary matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs, and this is going to be on NFL Network as they're going all the way to Germany. This is an international game. It's going to be at 9:30 Eastern start, 8:30 Central if you live in Kansas City. Completely huge match, that game. And I hope it's a fair one. I hope it's a good one, because we need to beat the narrative that we can beat huge big dogs, the big teams like Kansas City, that we were not able to last week because of you know what. Then let's go to the box score. So Mac Jones, quarterback today, as he threw 161 yards, 19 catches, and 29 attempts, 161 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and he gets picked off by Ramsey. Tua, 30 for 45, 324 yards there, 3 touchdown passes, and he gets picked off once during the game, and that was Duggar. Was it Duggar? Yeah, it was Duggar. So there's that. From New England's rushing, I mean, definitely Radom. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say Stevenson. 10 carries, 39 yards. Definitely some big time rushing plays for them, especially Ezekiel Elliott for 7 carries, 36 yards. Douglas for 4 yards, and Matt Jones just losing it right there. So they only have 77 rushing yards there. As for Miami's rushing, they have one more rushing yard than New England with 78. As Mostert with 46 yards, 13 carries. Jeff Wilson 23 yards and 5 carries. Tua, that 8-yard scramble. Then Ahmed, just 1 yard. Because a lot of plays was just behind the scrimmage tackle. Kendrick Bourne getting that touchdown pass, as well as Juju Smith-Schuster for New England's wide receiving core. Then for Miami's receiving, the duo, the trio, Jalen Waddle, 7 receptions, 121 yards, and a touchdown pass, 31 yard long, which would be a touchdown pass. Tyreek Hill completely burning the defense of New England, and he gets a milestone of 1,000 yards in this game. He gets 8 receptions, 112 yards. Jalen Waddle has more yards in this game than Tyreek did in this one. Cedric Wilson Jr. getting a touchdown pass. That would be his only catch of the game, which was a big one too. So good stuff there by Cedric Wilson. Chase Claypool finally getting some mark there. He only got 1 catches with 15 yards. That would be a big one. And that Julian Hill was the one I was trying to say. Getting a reception in for the Dolphins. He's a tight end. Anthony Jennings receiving that fumble, which was the Mostert fumble, or Tua fumble, which was aborted at the first play of the third quarter. So that was it. For New England's defense, Duggar. Duggar is a good player. He got a sack. So he only got 1 sack today. I thought he got 2 today, and he got an interception along with that. So good stuff there by Duggar. Now for the defense, of course it's Ramsey. Ramsey coming back off the leg injury, and picks off Mac Jones on his return, which would be a great impression there. Phillips playing good. He has gotten a sack, as well as Deshaun Elliott getting a big hit on Parker. Christian Wilkins getting a sack, and Bradley Chubb also getting a sack. So 3 sacks today, as New England only got 2 with Duggar and Barmore. For interception team, Duggar and Ramsey. Kick returns is just Berrios with 25 yards and Montgomery for 24. Then two attempts for Berrios to go up out the middle from the punt returns. Now for the team stats, New England has 218 yards in total, and for Miami's total yards, 10 shy of 400 today, so 390 yards today. Just incredible stuff there to keep the Dolphins offensive fire up. Penalties, I know I keep bringing up penalties. 7 penalties on New England. They're going to say that, well, we won because of the referee, but how do you think we felt during the time under Brady? Just saying. Then we only had 3 penalties today compared to 10 last week, which is 25 yards. Turnovers, 2 turnovers for the Dolphins and 1 turnover for the defense of New England. And Miami had more of the possession time, and this was critical, especially in the fourth quarter. And now we look ahead against Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl champion. We expect, and the guy that we're trying to talk about earlier, Terron Armstead, he is eligible to make his return in that game, and hopefully he doesn't get hurt again. Well, let's see if Connor Williams is still around there, and let's see if Robert Kraft can hopefully be healthier then. I doubt it, but huge, huge, huge game. This match might be bigger than the Philadelphia Eagles one. Huge game. Making the statement win here against Kansas City Chiefs, a Super Bowl championship team. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Pacheco. So much to compare. I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is one of those matches I do fear. I fear the Chiefs, admittedly so. But they are not impossible to beat. They are not impossible to beat. If we keep the momentum there, and if Xavier Howard gets off the injured list by then, the secondary will be in much better shape. Because I know Jalen Ramsey is back. Javon Holland, hopefully he gets back in time. And the offensive line, can they protect Tua the next game, especially if they're shorthanded? We'll find out next week in Germany. And trust me, if we do this, if we do it right, we can beat the Super Bowl champions. So that's going to do it for this video, folks. If you have enjoyed this video, head to like button, subscribe, more content, because Miami TVG has your back. And when he does, he'll be right there with the fair entertainment you deserve. This is Miami TVG. Go Dolphins. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a doubleheader video for the Florida Panthers and the Miami Heat. I'll see you guys then. Good night, everybody.